Okay, so before moving on, let's just correct a mistake that I made last time. So the last lines that I wrote in the last video should really be outside the loop, should not be inside the loop. That introduced a small error, but it should be okay if we just take it out of the loop. Okay, so now, right, so what we have to do is we have to read these values, okay, and send them to the service one by one. Okay, so when we come here, let us first of all get hold of the range. So dim, let's range, let's call it data as range. Actually, let's not make it a range, let's make it a variable, a variant, sorry, variant, as variant, okay. And what we will do is, so we have sheet maps. Okay, let's indent everything here and end with. Right, so our data is going to be, oh, let's get some variables for the row, number of rows and number of columns. So dim L rows as long and L cols as long. Okay, so the number of rows is going to be dot cells dot count 1 and Excel up row. So that will give us the maximum row, and what we want is, so if the maximum row is 7, that means it's 6 rows. From 2 to 7 is just 6 rows because we're not counting the title row. So now the number of rows is going to be that minus 1. Number of columns is going to be dot cells first row columns dot count and Excel to left, and we will get the column of that cell, and that's it. We don't need to take away 1 because we need that to be the maximum column. In this case we have 4. Right, so the data is going to be dot cells 2 1 resize L rows L cols, and we need the value of that. Let's just we'll be explicit. Actually, yeah, okay, that will work. Okay, so what we need is a loop counter. Let's also dim I as long, and then we need to loop for I equals L bound v data, the first dimension, to up bound v data of the first dimension. Okay. Next, I don't really need this debug print anymore. Right, so what do we have? So instead of Tower of London, we will say vData I1, because that will be the first column there. Okay, and instead of Trafalgar Square London, we will have B, column B, which is column 2. So we'll have vData I2. So once we've got the response, what do we want? Let me just cut that off from there, bring it here, and let's get rid of this line. Okay, once we've got the response, we shall put it on the third and fourth column. Okay, so what we need is the response is going to be this is the response basically, and we need to split it with a delimiter of a comma. Okay, how shall we do that? Instead of writing another variable, let me just quickly do this. So what I'll do is I will say dot cells I, actually it's I plus 1, because remember we took away 1 there, so we have to compensate it here. I plus 1, the third column, the value of that, don't really need to put dot value, but I will, equals split s response delimiter comma, and then we'll get the 0th element. Okay, and then I will copy and paste it again, and this will be the first element, and that is the 4th. So I'm doing some things that we shouldn't really be doing. First of all, I am hard coding these column numbers. We shouldn't really be hard coding the column numbers. Perhaps we should introduce some enums that will hold the column numbers. The other thing is I'm running this split function here twice unnecessarily, but I think it's late in the day, so I'm just going to keep it as that. Let's see what happens when we run this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, I'm going to, oh, I don't even have a developer tab. Okay, so we will just get the developer one. Okay, I'll just get a draw and a developer as well. Okay, so I'll get a developer, insert a button, and I'm going to call the map service. So I will call it calculate. Okay, so if I assign, oh, void assigned it. Okay, so if I run this, hopefully one by one they should be updated. Let's see what happens. So we have a problem. So we have a byref argument type mismatch. Let's see what the problem is. Right, so the problem is that this bit here is a reference. It's going to be passed by a reference when this is expecting a value. So a quick fix to that is to surround that with brackets. Okay, and then I will surround this by brackets as well. that's a quick fix to this issue. Let's see, we've got overflow. Okay, why is that? So let's debug. Rows, so let's see. Oh no, dot cells, sorry, this should be dot rows. That should not be dot cells. Okay, so we need to count the maximum number of rows. Yeah, so that should be that. Yeah, looks like it's running. Okay. Okay, so it's running, but it's taking it's taking a lot longer than I expected. I don't know why. Let me just remove these for now. Just remove it there. Let's run it again. Yep, that didn't take long to execute. I don't know why the first time it took very long. Let's move it back. Okay, delete these. And let's see what happens. Just save that. Yeah, so this is taking not taking long at all. Okay, great. So that's that. We've managed to create a Google service and an Excel VBA client to calculate the distance between two locations, the distance and the time it takes. I think time it takes by car to for that journey. Let's very quickly just double check one of them. Actually, no, we've checked Google Maps earlier, so I think this should be working fine. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, please don't forget to hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.